Hey everybody, James here, and on today's episode of Music Biz 101, we're going to be talking about how you can make the most out of your next festival performance. Now before we get too far into this video, I do want to tell you a few quick things. First and foremost, up-and-coming artists rarely, if ever, get paid by major festivals. This has become festivals don't really rely on up-and-coming artists to sell their tickets. That's what headliners are for, and the money that's generated from the ticket sales goes to pay those headliners. Daytime slots, which are often called discovery slots, exist to fill out the day, to give people something else to do and a reason to stay on the grounds, buy things, and just be present and a part of the festival community. If you're an up-and-coming artist playing for the first time, these daytime slots are almost certainly where you will fall, and that's perfectly okay, because as we're about to discuss, there are things you can do before, during, and after every festival appearance to make the most of the opportunity. I also want to point out that you should only make festival appearances happen if it's financially viable for you. And by that I mean if you have to spend $1,000 or more, take time off work and all that jazz just to make a festival appearance happen where there's no guarantee of an audience and no chance you're going to make any money, you might want to think twice about doing it. But if it's something that you can easily make happen for you or your group, do it. If it's in your region, make it happen, because there's something that you can get out of a festival experience that regular shows just don't generate. And part of it is name association. Being able to say that you're a part of some big event is always cool. But another thing is that it exposes you to people who would absolutely never just pay to see you in concert. It's a chance to be out there in front of just the regular people who go to festivals, and there's a lot to be gained from that experience. So let's get into it. The first thing you need to do to make the most out of every festival appearance is promote and advance the event as heavily as possible. It's all about promotion in these occurrences. Most festivals have multiple stages going, and if you're performing early in the day, people need a reason to come out. If they're going to see the headliners, they might not want to show up at 1 p.m. unless you give them a reason to be there. So before the event even begins, weeks if possible in advance, you should be promoting the event through all of your social media channels. And that means not only sharing the flyer with your name on it, but also making videos and images that are specific to the event. Share photos of your band or group practicing for the show. Share videos of yourselves rehearsing for the event. Share personalized videos where you just speak directly to the audience in your Instagram stories or in your channels. They just tell people, hey, we're working on this right now, we're very excited for the opportunity, and we want you to be there. You can also go on things like Twitter and search for people who are going to the festival using festival hashtags or just the name itself, and tweet at them with a link to your music. Say, hey, we're a young band from blank performing on blank stage at blank, and we would love for you to be there. This is a great way to get people to engage with your music, and even if they don't ultimately come out to see it, there's a high chance that they will click on the link and give a listen to your music. And maybe that's enough to convert them to a fan, which could later on become money for you in your career. Whatever the case, it is very important that you constantly promote your music, because even though you're a part of the festival, there's no guarantee that they're going to promote your appearance, or especially your specific set time. So instead of relying on somebody else, take matters into your own hands. Actively engage the festival community as well as your own fans and encourage them to come out and see you play, no matter what time of day that happens to be. Number 2, make the most of your time on site. Now there are 3 parts to this. I'm going to break them down very quickly. First and foremost, you need to have flyers ready for the day of the show. That means a poster with your name, your image, your stage, and your set time on it ready to go. So as soon as you arrive on the grounds, you can hop out and have people start talking to people on the grounds. Now you may have done a good job of promoting your event in advance of the festival, which you probably should have if you watched step 1. But you have to remember that people on festival grounds tend to get a little all over the place. There's a lot going on. There are artists to see, there are things to do, there are people to talk to, there's a sense of community that kind of gets people a little distracted. And the way to get around this is to just talk to them. Walk around with flyers for your event. Don't just put them on boards or wherever you can post flyers. That's always nice, but no one really looks at that stuff and makes decisions about what they're going to do. The only way to convert people who might not be interested in seeing your music into actually making an appearance at your set is to talk to them. Find people in shirts with bands similar to yours, or people who just seem like they're willing to talk to strangers and engage with them. Ask them why they're there, ask them who they're excited to see, where they're from, and talk to them about your music. Say, hi, I'm so-and-so, we play this kind of music, we're performing on this stage at this time, and I would love to see you there. If they can't make it, that's perfectly fine. Ask them if they're free the next time you're going to be in their area, or maybe ask them if they'd follow you on Twitter or Facebook. Ask them where their favorite social media source is, and then say, hey, we're on there, just follow us, it's this address. Maybe you follow them first. Say, what's your name? I'll follow you on there, and then you can follow me back. Do something to get the conversation going. Get them to engage with you in just a little bit, and that will later, hopefully, turn into a conversion into fandom. The second part of this is that you need to have a videographer or photographer, or ideally both, on site with you. Now, I know that people hate paying for this kind of stuff, but you absolutely should, because there are a billion fantastic photographers out there who need to make a living as much as you need to make a living. So find somebody whose work you like and pay them to come along with you for the day. And you want them to capture the entire day. You want to capture loading up the van in the morning, getting to the event, talking to people on the grounds, your performance, and everything that follows afterwards. I know that not all of you will know great photographers that you can turn to, but if you look right here on the page, I'm going to go ahead and post a few of my favorite photographers so that you can seek them out along with their Twitter handles. Find them on there, engage with them, and I'm sure that they can give you some quality coverage. And that coverage is going to be very important when we get to part 3 of this conversation. But while we're still talking about on-site activity, the third thing that you need to do is have a mailing list sign up. Now, hopefully the event allows you to have a merch table so that you can talk to people and engage with them while surrounded by your branding. But even if they don't, bring a clipboard with an email sign up sheet on it. And when you're talking to people, ask them if they'd be willing to sign up for email updates. More than Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all those services, email is still the strongest way to engage with people online. If you can get them to sign up for your mailing list, you get another chance to show them your music, your art, everything about who you are as a musician. So bring those lists, hire photographers and videographers, and by all means do whatever it takes to talk to people on site, because that's what's going to make or break this appearance. Number 3, it's all about the post-event coverage. Now, there's a lot of mixed feelings that come with a festival appearance. Maybe people come to watch you, but no one buys any merch. Maybe you get a lot of email signature signups, but not as many people watched your set. Regardless of how you feel about that, there is still a lot of ways you can capitalize on the experience after it happened, thanks to the materials that you gathered from your videographer and photographer, or either one, whichever you hired for the event. And I mean hired. Again, you need to pay these people for the work that they do, and you need to tag them when you share their work online. That's just good business. That's just professionalism. You need to do it. Anyways, after the event happens, be sure to share those behind-the-scenes photos through your Instagram stories and through your feed, but also the performance images. If you got live videos, set it to some studio music and really share what the whole experience is like to people who might not have been able to be there. They might not know that there was only 10 people in the crowd. If you have good video footage of what you did on stage and it's captivating, set it to music and share it with the world, because it's going to look great and it's going to make you look great because you were at Lollapalooza, or you were at Electric Forest, or you were at whichever festival it happens to be. You also need to think about the long term. The live photos that you get here could be used for weeks or even months of promotion. Have an upcoming gig? Share that cool shot of your guitarist flipping their guitar. Have an upcoming tour. Share some great photos of your drummer or your singer. Whatever happens to capture the energy of your live performance, share those in the feed along with the posters for your tour dates and all that. Let people know what they're going to get when they come out to one of your shows. And always, one more time, always, tag the people who do the work for you. The photographers, the videographers, the people who help make you look good. Now I know what you're thinking. Can I do all of this with a regular concert? Do I really have to go to one of these major festivals and spend a bunch of money and maybe not see a huge return on investment right away? And the answer is, of course. You should always be promoting before, during, and after an event. That's just common sense. But there's something about the festival experience that traditional concerts don't offer. If you're playing a show with a bunch of bands that sound just like you in your hometown, you're going to bring out people who like that kind of material. But when you're at a festival, you're surrounded by all walks of life. There are people there to see hip hop and EDM and pop and rock, or even if it's a genre-specific festival like Epicenter, then they're there to see rock of all kinds. Maybe they're metalheads, maybe they like punk, maybe they like, whatever it happens to be. The truth of the matter is that we live in a day and age where people like a little bit of everything. People who like hip hop also love pop music, who also love metal music. The lines are blurred, and these festivals give you an opportunity to convert people who wouldn't otherwise just go to an all-punk show. It gives them a chance to hear something different, and it gives you a chance to talk to somebody who wouldn't usually take a chance on your music. And that's why festivals are so wonderful. As long as they are financially viable for you as a musician, festivals provide an opportunity to get out there and interact with what I like to call everyday music fans. People who are not dedicated to music Twitter or music Instagram, people who just like the things that they like. And you can get in front of them and convert them to a fan of your music. And ultimately, those are the people who are going to help support your career, tell people about your music who you can't reach yourself, and build the community that ultimately makes you a star. Now that's all the time that I have for today, but I do want to remind you that you need to click below to subscribe to this channel because we are releasing 3 videos a week right now. We have Music Biz 101 on Mondays, we have podcasts on Wednesday, and every Friday we have the Music Biz News. All of these things are yours and we're bringing them to you each and every week. So please click subscribe down below and become a part of this community. And if you want even more information on how to make it in the music business, head over to holixdaily.com. I'm going to put the address right here at the bottom of the screen. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at Twitter. Again, my name and Twitter handle is right here. So please follow us along, engage with me. Let's talk about music. Let's make a better music industry together. And above all else, take care of yourself because you deserve it.